Friends, this is a mousetrap. When we have a lot of rats in the house, we set up a trap like this to catch them and bait it with bread or cheese. And as soon as the rat comes to eat it, it gets stuck in the trap like this. Well, we know this. Now tell me, what is this? Any idea? I'll tell you. This is a middle-class trap, a trap in which we are shown dreams of becoming rich. How to live like a rich person, that kind of promise is made, whether it is the banks that give us loans and trap us, or the owner of a luxury company who forces us to sell expensive goods and spend beyond our means. And in the same way, when we see money, we move in the same direction and get stuck in a trap like that rat, which makes it impossible to get out. Friends say that being middle class is worse than being poor because a middle class person is always trapped in the fear of being rich and poor. Our population is 331 million, and 50% of the population of this country comes in the middle class. But the question is not this. The question is that these 50% are standing in a stage from where they can see some grains and to eat those grains. They're stepping into a trap from where it is impossible to get out, just like that mousetrap. Look, wherever you are today, and even after 10 years from today, you want to be stuck in the same place and you like middle-class life, then congratulations. This video is not for you. But if you want to know what mistakes you or your parents have been making for so many years, because of which the money regarding in the house is still chit-chatting, then listen and see very carefully for the next 10-12 minutes and try to understand. So let's know those 6 middle-class traps and some of their solutions. So friends, the population of any country is divided into 3 categories according to income: upper class, lower class, and the middle class is suppressed between the two. In the United States, the middle class is considered as a person whose annual income is between $50,000 to $300,000. Now, the problem of the middle class people is that they want everything best: the best car, the best home, the best education for children, and the best lifestyle, so that we can also look rich. You must remember the movie The Emperor's Club, how the parents used to send their children to the hostel just for their status, so that their child can be the best in everything. Now there is so much pressure on that small child from the beginning that he starts getting worried and gets lost, just like today's middle-class child, who is only taught from childhood to study well and do good work because he has to earn money when he grows up. Then when that child goes to college, he is told the same thing: study well, score well, otherwise no one will give you a job in the future. And when after 21 years of studying, he is suddenly left in the jungle: go son, earn money, and become rich soon. Break this middle-class chain. That is, how to earn money in 21 years, how to save it. No one told, but success is needed as soon as possible. Dreams have to be fulfilled, and to fulfill all these dreams, our middle class makes some mistakes from where he cannot go out, due to which stress, worry, mental pressure, and all this increases. So if you are also making such mistakes, then stop today. Otherwise, what can happen? Know this. Now comes the middle class trap number 1: eat, spend, and splurge. In the United States, the middle class is considered those people whose annual income is between $50,000 to $300,000. And this population is the highest in the United States. But the sad thing is that today's middle class is doing all the work so that it comes in the lower income class. They have only one funda: earn, eat, and fly. While earning money, a middle class person thinks a lot, works hard, but when he spends it, he becomes completely blind. They believe that whatever you want to live today, live tomorrow. Let me illustrate this with an example. Meet John, a corporate employee earning $50,000 a month. John's workplace is quite a distance from his apartment, so he relies on services like Uber or Lyft, with costs ranging from $200 to $300. Realizing that he commutes to the office 20 days a month, the transportation expense adds up to 20 times $300, totaling $6,000 monthly or $72,000 annually. Considering the distance, John contemplates buying a car valued at $100,000 for convenience. However, lacking the funds up front, he opts for a loan. Examining the loan through an EMI calculator for a 5-year period, he discovers a monthly EMI of $20,758. This amounts to approximately 40% of his monthly salary. resulting in a total payment of $1,245,501 over 5 years, inclusive of interest. Now, where he was spending $6,000 a month in traveling, now was doing to pay $20,000 in EMI every month. Now, if he wanted, he had two options. Either he would have bought a cheap secondhand car, but how would he do it? He had to show his friends that I also have an expensive car. Or he could have bought such a place at a flat rent, which is near his office. But this is the problem with people like John. They take action without thinking and get stuck in the middle-class life. This is such a mistake that helps a middle-class person to always remain middle-class, because we do not learn to earn, save, or invest, but use our intelligence to spend money here and there. And by the time you realize, you have a lot of liabilities. Now comes middle-class trap number 2, his true friend loans and credit cards. Friends, according to this report, 65% of Americans rely on things like personal loans and credit cards. The biggest problem of a middle-class person is that he has made loans, EMIs, credit cards his life partner. The solution to all their problems comes with a loan. Actually, their biggest reason is the imbalance between the income of a middle-class person and his expenses. The 80-20 rule says that your expenses should not always be more than 80% of your income. But what happens is that our middle-class person accesses this limit to fulfill his and his wife's and children's desires, and he has to take loan support. Let me explain this with an example. This is John, a 32-year-old man who earns $50,000 a month according to the definition of the middle class. According to this 80% rule, he cannot afford to spend more than $40,000 a month, and this is his basic expense. Now it happened that one day John's son placed a demand for a mobile phone, which was priced at $25,000. So the total expenses were $40,000 plus $25,000, i.e. $65,000. Now in this case, either John takes out his savings or takes a loan. And as soon as he went to the shop, he found out that the same phone, $1,500, is getting per month on EMI. What is the EMI of $1,500 per month for someone who earns $50,000 a month? So he took the phone on EMI. And once John made EMI as if the door to heaven had opened for him, now he will take a loan to buy everything else. He started swiping his credit card. Everything became very easy. My friend credit card, he did not even know when the door to hell opened for him. Because as soon as you take a loan or make EMI, you become complete. And you start working for a loan company, not for yourself. The first expense that should have been spent on the education and medical of the children every month, it goes into giving EMI. And a never-ending trap starts, with which you can't go out even if you want to. The third biggest mistake of the middle-class American, because of which he is neither financially nor physically fit, that is overspending on food. Means nowadays, the amount of experiments that NASA and ISRO scientists do. More than that, the United States street vendors have done with food. And a middle-class mentality believes that whatever has to be done today. And that food is the food that gives us the most satisfaction. So immediately picked up the phone, pressed the DoorDash and ordered food. In the old days, people's average food cost was very low. That's why they were more fit and healthy. But today, every American's average food expense per month, $300 to $500 is. Look, I'm not stopping you from eating here, and I'm not against anything. I just want to say that we consider food as a basic need. That's why we never calculate the expenses incurred. But if you look carefully, a middle-class American spends the most on eating and drinking. And if you want to eat healthy, eat well, with which your financial and physical health will be good. Now comes the middle-class trap number 4, overspending in education. Friends, you must remember this scene from the movie Dead Poets Society, in which Mr. Keating encourages his students to pursue their passions and challenge societal expectations. Look, every middle-class family and parents want to see a good future for their children. And for that, they try as much as possible to give the best education to their children. Now look, there's nothing wrong with that. But the biggest problem of a middle-class man is that he is middle-class by pocket, but he is rich in his mind. That's why he sends his children to the best school and college in the best hostel. According to this article, for the education of one child of an American private school, they charge up to $10,000 to $40,000. And for future education, this college's fee has reached up to $30,000, which is a total of $70,000. And not only that, but nowadays the trend is to go abroad and do a master's, in which the expense is from $22,000 to $77,000. Now a rich man is already rich. He has so many assets, so much net worth that he could have given such an education to his children. But a middle class, they don't have any assets. That's why they take loans for higher education, because of which they get stuck in the trap. And that poor child gets into loan repayment as soon as he gets a job. That is, the trap continues. Middle class trap number 5. Less focus on healthcare, no insurance. Middle class people are so focused on education that they never pay attention to things like healthcare and insurance. That is, they are allowed to take loans for education. They're allowed to spend up to $50,000. But even $1,500 seems like a wrong expense for the health of their family. Now, see, today you will eat junk food, go to the office, work to repay loans. So physical and mental health will be affected. And insurance is made so that you don't have to break your savings in an emergency situation. Or you don't have to spread your hands in front of anyone. But the sad thing is that even after knowing all this, there is very little insurance for middle-class people. And even if there is, it is a very small amount. Even today, we give health-related topics or insurance-related expenses the last priority, whereas this expense should come first in our list. Now comes middle-class trap number 6. Ignoring retirement completely. Let me ask you a question. What is your retirement plan? Just think for a second. And if you can't answer, then you don't have any plan. You are still developing it in your mind. Not only you, but most Americans don't even know that there is such a thing as a retirement plan. For them, retirement means getting rid of work and enjoying a pension. Whereas true retirement means building an asset, building a passive income source, investing, so that you get monthly income even after retirement. And for that, you don't have to wait for the age of 60. You can't go anywhere by ignoring life and your finances. And today's middle class is doing all these mistakes that are told above, because of which he gets trapped. But don't worry, there's also a solution to get out of this. So let's go one by one and know their solution. Solution number 1, budgeting. If you budget your expenses according to your income, then you will never have to take loans and ESA. And even if you have to take a loan, then make a budget so that the loan can be repaid as soon as possible and be debt-free. Also, making a budget will also help you track your food and extra expenses. And leaving the mentality of earning, eating, and flying, you will be able to adopt the mentality of earning, saving, and investing. Solution number 2, increase earning members. In the United States, only 2 out of 5 women are self-independent. That is, working professionals. The rest, mostly the occupation of American women, is housewife only. If you want to give your children the best quality education, teach them in the best college, get your parents treated in the best hospital, then you will have to increase the earning members. Because of male ego, these people who have drowned their entire family in debt are showing the wrong narrative to society. Today, we are not living in 1947, but in 2023, where inflation has touched the sky. Unemployment is everywhere. In that, expecting that one person will handle everything is a bit difficult. YouTube, social media, blogging, freelancing have become such income sources in today's world, which can earn you a good amount of money while sitting at home. In 3 to 6 months, you can start working by learning any skill, and you can start earning while sitting at home. Solution number 3, build assets for retirement. Stock market index fund can be the best partner of your retirement. Start early investing and start planning for your retirement from today. You can also acquire a property for a better retirement, commercial or residential, anything, with which you will get income in the form of rent every month. So at last, Earn more money, save and invest. Control your expenses and don't ignore health insurance. Plan for your retirement like this. And if not, then you have kept one foot on the trap. It just takes time to fall completely. And as soon as you put your other foot in that trap, you will be stuck in it for the rest of your life. So friends, these were the 6 middle-class traps from which a middle class is struggling. Which trap are you stuck in? Do tell us by commenting. If you liked the video, like it and share it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So see you in the next video.